So I've got 5 stereotypical Quakers that I promise will exist in every meeting, including yours. But my question is, which one are you? So I've just come back from yearly meeting. Have I told you I've been to yearly meeting? When I was speaking to a friend who I hadn't seen in a long while, Jo, she was on that video, and we were talking about stereotypical friends. And by that I mean sort of archetypes. Like if you were to look at any general Quaker, you could probably fit mostly into one category. You might fit into multiple, but the idea that you're probably more one type of Quaker than another. And I said, yeah, I'm definitely that Quaker, 100%. And I think everyone can sort of do that. So I'm going to go through them and see if you agree. If you have any others, throw them in there. They can be hilarious. But I think these ones roughly encapsulate any general meeting. The first one is called the weighty friend. Now, this is a Quaker term. It doesn't mean that they're particularly large. It just means that what they say and their presence holds a lot of sway. These people are probably going to be clerks or elders often. They might be people who give really good vocal ministry. It might be people who've just been part of the meeting since forever. And people trust them. People trust them. People rely on them. People know they're going to show up. And so therefore they have a lot of sway around the local meeting. They'll be the friends that will come up to every business meeting. They'll be the friends that'll be at the door at like 8:30 just to make sure that everything's ready. And probably more than any other Quaker at your meeting, it will be the one who defines the meeting, I suppose. If you were to think of like the stereotypical Quaker of your meeting, it probably is going to be the weighty friend. Stereotypical Quaker number 2 is going to be the activist. I've said many a time, Quakers are people of action, but there are some people who are just better at it than others. There are people who are more active at being activists than others. So these will be the people who are on marches, who advocate that we should be doing more for something. It could be anything. It could be trans or gay rights. It could be the environment. It could be political action. It could be anything. But these are the guys that are always bringing that to meeting, constantly showing us what we should be doing more of. They might be the one that's really into charity work and will be the one in charge of the charities and which charity we should be upholding and so on. They'll be the friend who knows people in Extinction Rebellion and know the organisers of your local Pride March and things like that. They're the people you want to know. If you want to do something, if you want to be a bit more active in your Quakerism, they'll be the people you'll be contacting. Number 3, I'm calling the administrator. And this will certainly exist in your local meeting and can take many different forms. This will be the friend who really loves business meeting. Not like the weighty friend who will go because they are a good, solid Quaker, but they just love all the intricacies. They'll be the one that definitely goes to yearly meeting and has lots to say about the procedural nature of yearly meeting and knows all the ins and outs, know how it all fits. If you're unsure about how the Quaker administrative body works, this will be the person that you contact. They'll be the one that knows Quakers everywhere because they've been to all sorts of conferences and they'll certainly be part of area meeting and they'll just know everyone. Without this friend, quite simply, your local meeting won't work. There'll never be anything that you need. They're on like half the committees, so it'd be a big deal if they were ill, for example. You need this friend in your meeting. My number 4 in these Quaker stereotypes is going to be what I call the spiritualist. Now, I've used this term quite broadly. The spiritualist could be anything. The spiritualist could be the person that rocks up and does Buddhist meditation. It could be the friend that's really into Thich Nhat Hanh, for example. It could be the Quaker that always brings a Bible and whose ministry is always related about the Bible. It's going to be the friend whose verbal ministry might make you cry. It could simply be the friend that just knows a lot about Quaker spirituality, like they are huge on Thomas Kelly. Maybe acts a bit like Thomas Kelly. Maybe are the ones that draw upon early friends' ministry and writings. So this would be the friend that you go to if you have any questions about maybe Quaker history, Quaker spirituality. Might be the person that you go to if you're having periods of dryness, because you can't imagine this friend having any sort of spiritual dryness at all. They and the inner light are like that. They'll be the one, for example, who in meeting, unless they're giving ministry, they will look just so serene. They'll be on their uncomfortable wooden bench and it'll be like they're on the most comfortable sofa. The eyes will be closed and they'll just be like, always with that slight smile. And you're like, God, I'm so uncomfortable and hungry right now. How do they do it? So number 5, my final Quaker stereotype, and I think this is probably the most numerous and, in a way, the most important, and that is something that I've called the strong silent presence. So this would be the friend who will, for example, they'll be the one who come up every Sunday. They might do all of the other stuff. They might be there, but they're not there making a big deal about it. They're not making a big song and dance about it. They might be going to the pride marches. They might be going on political protests. They might be the one that's constantly writing letters to their MP, for example, but they are not making a big song and dance about it. You have to ask them to find out that they're doing all these things, because they don't make a big show of themselves. They might not give verbal ministry very much, but when they do, you listen. And they're the sort of friend who, when they are not there, you're really, really sad. They'll be the one who has a certain seat. And when that seat is empty, you feel it. So there we go. Those are the 5 Quaker stereotypes. And I think we need all 5. Probably need more, but those are the 5 that I've come up with. And as I said, we're all probably a bit of a blend of a lot of those. For my part, I would like to say that I'm probably more on the spiritualist, strong, silent presence type. I'm not very comfortable on marches or political things. I wish I were better at the administrative side, for example. And I think I haven't really settled in my meeting yet to be that weighty friend. One day, when I am the weighty friend, I'll be super happy. That'll be a certain achievement unlocked, but not yet. And I suppose I could also probably maybe think of proportions as well. What is the perfect proportion of these things in a meeting? You probably don't want to be 100% activist and non-administrator, for example, because that would just be wild. Then again, you don't want 100% administrator either, because that could probably be, for example, the worst type of business meeting, for example. So a healthy blend, I think maybe creating a healthy blend in yourself would also be very helpful. And a good thing to think about, maybe, if I can be more Quaker, it doesn't mean I have to be activist 100%, or they have to be strong silent presence. It's about being all of these things. And which part of you do you think you maybe need to grow? Are there any others you would add? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.
Thank you very much for watching the video. If you liked it, please do click on the thumbs up and the subscribe button to get more videos about Quakerism in the UK today. It really does help, and thanks once again.